I pride myself on being able to teach lessons every now and again on this channel because, football's football. We talk a lot about football. We have fun, right? It's a game. But there are life lessons to be had, folks. And the ultimate life lesson that you should take away from this experience is to go with your gut. Because 2 weeks ago, when all this started swirling, and everybody in my Discord and everybody in the comments section, not everybody, but about 85 to 90% of the people said, we're going to get Ben, we're going to get Ben. I was pushing back on it. Because number one, I didn't want to get hurt, right? But number two, I understood that this was a business. And a week ago, when things were heating up and momentum was gaining, Ben Johnson to the Raiders, Ben Johnson to the Raiders, I made a statement in my Discord, which you can join, link in the description below. That said, it feels like he might be using us as leverage. Ben Johnson, that is. And people said, oh, no way, no way. This is Tom Brady we're talking about. He respects Tom Brady. And maybe he did. I'm sure he did. To give him the interview. Because we went from not getting the interview to getting the interview to being the front runner to Ben Johnson signing with the Bears without having an in-person interview with anybody. And now there are reports that have come out and said that we were never the front runner. You know what I have to say to those reports? I believe it. We were never the front runner. And the facts are the facts, and this is the truth. If we had a puncher's chance in hell, he would have taken an in-person interview. If Jacksonville had a puncher's chance in hell, he would have taken an in-person interview. The Lions got shit-walked 2 days ago. And he signed on the dotted line with Chicago. You think that means he was seriously considering other options? Absolutely not. It was always Chicago. So to the reporters who said that, and I pushed back, I'm sorry. I put my faith in the wrong people. I was wrong. That's on me. And I let people watching me sway my thought process. Go with your gut. Level-headed. Because now the feeling that we all have presents itself. And just to make things abundantly clear, this is the last time I will be talking about Ben Johnson in great length because he's not a Las Vegas Raider. And the Raiders don't have to pivot to plan B. Now, last year, plan B was Luke Getsy instead of Cliff Kingsbury, right? Deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. Now, our plan B seems to be Pete Carroll. And I'm excited at the prospect of getting Pete Carroll. He was on my list of 5 candidates before AP was even fired. And people say, you're crazy, he's too old. Guys, if within the next 5 years, he can help us locate our next franchise quarterback and cultivate a winning culture before somebody else takes his spot as head coach, if he could locate his heir apparent, we will be better off than before when we didn't have him. And now, in this division, as good as Ben Johnson is going to be, I think he's going to be very good. At least we have somebody in Pete Carroll who rivals the other 3 head coaches. I got a Bleacher Report up there. I don't know what this is. Okay. This has nothing to do with us. Pete Carroll is a great fallback option. Pete Carroll, there's a world in which you can convince me Pete Carroll should have been the guy from day one. But I'm not going to go back on my initial feelings. Ben Johnson was my number one choice after Vrabel was gone. Everybody wanted him for the past 2 cycles, every single team. So what we're not going to do is now go, you know what, actually he stinks and I didn't want him. Because that's exactly what we were making fun of Chicago Bears fans were doing. And now we're going to do the same thing. You know what, 31 points, that wasn't good enough in the playoffs. He's actually not that good. There's a chance, inexperienced head coach, that it could all fall apart. I do not see that happening. Did we dodge a bullet? Doesn't feel like it. Feels like we just got shot in the head. But at the end of the day, he played us. He used us as leverage. He used Tom Brady. He used insider sources and all our B writers, which look pretty bad. All our B writers do not look good in this moment. And look, all of them were in lockstep that he's probably going to get the job. Vinny Bonsignor tweeted today or yesterday, he would be surprised if Ben Johnson didn't get the Raider job. What if I told you he wasn't even going to interview? The Raiders got played, the fans got played, the beat writers got played. Everybody got played by Ben Johnson. Good for you, dude. You squeezed every last dime you could out of the terrible organization in Chicago, and I hope you can fix it because it's just as bad as we are, if not worse. And yeah, you got Caleb Williams. Hopefully he's good. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I didn't want to feel this way. But again, I did not go with my gut. I let everybody else sway what I was saying for weeks in this Discord to people that I know. And I let myself drink the Kool-Aid. And it's not that, oh, the Raiders are cursed. You can convince me that the Bears are a better landing spot. They have the quarterback in place. I get it. It's that this is a business, man. It doesn't matter if Tom Brady's interviewing you. If you can use these people as leverage, you're going to do it. That's the way it works. Life isn't fair. So now we have to pivot. Who are the options? Well, the only two people we interviewed in person are Pete Carroll and Robert Saleh. Don't think Robert Saleh is going to get the job. I'd love him to be our DC, but he's going to be the highest paid DC in the league in San Francisco. And by the way, there's already reports that Ben Johnson is putting together a star-studded staff with Dennis Allen as his DC. That would have been nice, but I guess we're not going to have that either. So Pete Carroll is going to come in. We'll see who he brings potentially if we hire him. If it's not him, like I said, Saleh is the only other person we interviewed in person. We have Todd Monken on the books. He's available to interview now. We'll see what happens there. Liam Cohen is still out there. Never say never to Cliff Kingsbury. But it's unfortunate. I don't know what else to say. We got played. Let's see what some of these beat writers are saying now. Let's see. We didn't get Vrabel, which everyone said was going to happen. We didn't get Ben Johnson, which everyone said was going to happen. That's why you don't celebrate until they're at the podium. That's why I've been saying that. You will not see me celebrating anything until he's in the silver and black next to the 3 Lombardis and Mark Davis. That's why I said this. To avoid this situation right here. But no, we got to celebrate. That's what we do. What's there to celebrate now? What's there to celebrate? So let's see. Let's see. Nobody's saying anything. But now we're talking about Pete Carroll. Deshaun Reed. Carroll won 60% of his games with the Seahawks and made the playoffs 10 out of 14 years. Oh, and that's another thing, by the way. How is Pete Carroll going to help us locate our quarterback? We never pick high enough, blah, 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 blah. Pete Carroll found Russell Wilson in the 3rd round, and he gave Geno Smith a chance to start. And Geno Smith has been pretty good. So he's got no problem maximizing the potential of whatever quarterback he has starting for him. Yeah, here, Mo Moten. According to Jordan Schultz, Ben Johnson was never the front runner for the job, despite various reports saying so. Sounds like Tom Brady got Ben Johnson to listen, but the Raiders were never in the driver's seat. Yeah. I mean, that's it. It is what it is. We got played. And it's unfortunate because we feel like the fan base that deserved a win. And, yeah, in this moment, I can't help but think about Tom Telesco. Like, I get it. He didn't do great with the quarterback position, but we had the best draft we had in a long time. We got Christian Wilkins in the building. Now we don't have a GM. We're going to get one, and maybe it's going to be Spytech after all, right? I'm down with Spytech, especially if Brady believes him, but we just ran Telesco out of town, not because of the quarterback situation. The reason they fired him is because they thought they can get Ben Johnson. So now if you're Tom Telesco, you're sitting here watching like, way to go, guys. We could have continued to build this thing the way I saw it. Not now, though. And the facts are the facts. Again, people can say, oh, he didn't address the quarterback situation. That doesn't matter. That's not why he was fired. He wasn't fired because of Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. He was fired because they thought they can get Ben Johnson, which is why they interviewed all these Lions people today. Maybe they hire one of them anyway. Because Ben Johnson's not going to pick the GM he wants. At the end of the day, he wanted the quarterback in place more than he wanted to pick his own GM. All of that was completely overblown, and now Telesco's out of a job, and we don't have a GM. Now, look, I applaud Brady and Mark Davis for taking a big swing. And it seems like they got it to a point that it was never going to be at beforehand. And we had a chance. We had a puncher's chance, which is nice. That's new. That's refreshing. Doesn't make it sting any less. Doesn't now make it better, even though he didn't pick us. He still didn't pick us. So now Vrabel's gone and Ben Johnson's gone. Pete Carroll's a good consolation prize. And I believe Pete can change the culture. And by the time it's all said and done and he retires, I think he will be able to have located our next great quarterback, or at least a competent quarterback, and have a new culture in place. But this sucks. It just sucks. And from now on, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm not going to listen to anybody else. I'm not going to let anybody influence my thought process on the situation, because now it looks like I'm backtracking. Even though people know damn well where I was with this whole situation, I never thought we actually were going to get him. So it is what it is. Hit that like button, comment away. I know you're going to be commenting whether or not I ask you. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. We got a new member, Green12. Shout out to him. If you want your name at the end of the credits, videos early, ad-free, weeks in advance, exclusive content. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. We're going to be talking a lot now because there's going to be chaos within the Raiders organization yet again. Please be sure to subscribe. It's free out there on the charts to you. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Shit.